Good afternoon and welcome to the Narrow Path radio broadcast. My name is Steve Gregg and we're live for an hour each weekday afternoon, taking your calls if you have questions about the Bible or the Christian faith. We'll be glad to talk to you. The number to call is 844-484-5737. All right, we'll go to the phones now. Our lines are full, and we'll talk to Logan in Ohio. Logan, welcome to the Narrow Path. Thanks for calling.
Hey, thank you. Good afternoon. So I personally have always found the argument from evil to be very powerful as an initiation point. And I've seen a lot of people recently realizing that evil truly does exist, and that causes them to think that good does exist as well. And they don't necessarily know where to look for that. So I thought of an argument to sort of bootstrap to that Bible and to persuade people to look for that good in the Bible and in the Christian faith. So if it's okay, I would like to present a very short argument to you and get your thoughts on that.
Okay, if it is very short, go ahead.
Yes, so evidence the Bible is true. In Genesis chapters 1 through 4, God made male and female, and the enemy spurred division and murder. Today, evil is trying to destroy male and female and encourages the murder of anyone who resists that. It seems to be the same modus operandi. Is that the same enemy? Thank you. I'll listen on the air.
All right. Well, thank you also. Well, you know, it's true. In Genesis chapter 2, God made male and female. And in Genesis chapter 4 was the first murder. The main thing about that argument is that, of course, the first murder was not related to the gender issue. And it was not related to the denial of gender, such as our modern conflicts are. It does seem like the people who are, you know, if the one demographic who are providing the most news stories about killing innocent people are people who do deny the two genders. And so we can see in our time, at least, that this confusion has led to murder. You know, while we can say that, you know, two genders are introduced in Genesis 2 and murder is introduced in Genesis 4, I don't know that the one springs from the other in principle. So I don't know if I would make the argument quite as you did, but I would say this, that obviously to rebel against God's design concerning gender and concerning two sexes puts a person outside the realm of, well, I'm going to say sanity. And I don't use that term this way as a hyperbole. I really just mean that anybody who doesn't know what gender they are has reached a state of unawareness of reality that was pretty much unknown until, 20 years ago? I don't know. I mean, there were always some people who had gender dysphoria, but they were like, one person in a million or something like that. And that was considered to be a mental disorder by the psychiatric community. The normalization of people with that kind of confusion, and then the multiplication of people like that, certainly is simply the multiplication of a condition that used to be recognized as a form of mental illness, and it is no more sane today than it was back when it was labeled that way. The fact that many people have decided they want to take that approach doesn't make it any less aberrant a way of thinking. And when people have dislodged themselves from reality to that degree, well, of course, they don't have any moral standards to attach themselves to. I'm not saying that people who are of this confusion have no moral standards. I'm sure they have their own ideas of moral standards. The man who killed Charlie Kirk thought that Charlie Kirk was evil. And so therefore this man had his own moral standards. But obviously his moral standards were unhinged. They were not attached to any basis, any foundation. And that's what happens when people no longer look to God and his design and his decrees and his commands as a source of, reality, and especially moral reality. Then, of course, they're unhinged. And it's not like they don't have any sense of reality. Some don't. There are people who are sociopaths who don't care about right and wrong, don't even have a concept of right and wrong. But when a person is doing these kinds of things because they're saying, I'm doing this to eradicate evil from the world, then that's not exactly what a sociopath does, but it's what a person does who has totally lost any foundation for their knowledge of good and evil. And once we have a society where there's a significant number of people like that, and where that confusion is encouraged, let's just say in the educational institutions, well, then we've got a very unsafe society. I appreciate you sharing that. God bless you. All right, we have a hard break coming up here right now. We'll be back in about a minute or so. We need to tell you that The Narrow Path is a listener-supported ministry. If you would like to help us pay the radio bills, that's why we stay on the air. You know what it costs? I forget what it costs now. I mean, I usually say $140,000 a month. That's a little outdated. I think we may pay a little more than that now, but it's, over $1 million a year we pay to radio stations, and we have no products for sale, no sponsors, nothing. We don't sell anything. We just let our audience know. You want to help us stay on the air? We will stay on the air if you provide. I should say if God provides, because that's how we see it. But he may provide for you. You can contact us if you want to through The Narrow Path, and this is the address, P.O. Box 1730, Temecula, California, 92593, or at the website, thenarrowpath.com. I'll be back in 30 seconds, so stay tuned. We have another half hour.
Take The Narrow Path with you everywhere on your phone or other device by downloading our app from the App Store or from Google Play. You can listen to the radio broadcasts live or later from the app, as well as many other lectures posted at our website. Search for the app by typing the same name as the website, The Narrow Path, and enjoy the learning experience. It's rare to get such good stuff for free these days.